Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 461. Be with you after the break. Oh, intro, I mean. It was a break for me anyway.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love, I'm hiding, I'm searching.
So many things to check before you launch.
Let the fate control your body.
Party time. What's next? Yes, so if you're new to the channel, please follow, sub. We do a vids UFO show. Like real truthers, we debunk. And we also look for the best evidence out there to bring you. And stories. And quite a bit of a stuff lately has never been on TV or other YouTube channels for that. Good to be back. Sing along. Did you miss me? Of course they did. Okay, looks like it's come up. And back to the desktop. Cool. Mr. Grey here, AK Paul. Yes, I do. I have been on camera, but it takes more CPU. I'd rather give that to the tools and the guests that I have on than waste looking at my dark camera. As you know, you need lots of lights to see someone properly, and of course you have to angle the laptop the right direction and all that sort of business. Yeah, I don't want to set up one of these green rooms with fancy screens in the background. Here we're just the average Joes of ufology who are after the disclosure and the real truth, and to expose the frauds and liars as well. So yeah, oddly enough, my YouTube stats have gone rocketing up in the last couple of days after I complained to Google again. It went down to 2500, and it does this every week. So we'll see if we manage to get over 2510 soon. Or will it go backwards again and then repeat again? But you can see the subs are shooting up on all the alt media there, the three main ones that I've got listed there. Some have disappeared that I used. Some of them went nowhere. But I normally try a new media channel, maybe with an upload of 100 videos, and see if the subs happen. If they ain't got the user base there, then it's pointless doing it. BitChute has slowed right down. I'm not sure what's going on there. And of course, we better put up some links where you can donate if you want to keep me on air. Gonna cut and paste link in this text file here, I think, just to make it easy. Out there channel WordPress. You can use super chats, of course, and you'll get a dance an alien, and it makes a tingly noise like coins dropping down. And you get your name in the event list here, so it ends up being on screen. So we don't have to thank everybody that donates if we get a whole heap of people, which has never happened, but it's all set up for that so we don't interrupt too much of the flow of the show. At the moment I have got the dancing alien dancing longer though, but that's alright. It overlays on top of what you're doing. Let's see. Keep OT on air. Visit or join Discord here. See how that goes. Like I said, there's always things that you have to do, even when you launch a live, just to make sure it's all working. So anyone out there reckons we've got 0 again on the stats? I don't believe it. Welcome to the, I've always got Lucas, OT channel live. I think even Google Luke. The Lucas, how dare he? How dare you all say that about us? That we're suppressing you. Okay, more UAP vids to look over. Okay. Yeah, the king is here. Now, where's the queen? I want to know. Michael Jackson, I guess you mean, do you? And the king of rock. Unfortunately, you would have to be a ghost in that case. So what have I forgotten? Anything? I think we're ready to go. Apart from people showing up. I got a few tabs here you can see. Obviously, it's unscripted. And I don't know what I'm going to come across. But let me just skim the tabs to see if we can reorder it. What was that one about? Unfortunately, my left eye's a wee bit... Oh, right, I had a look at that one. Oh, we can start with that one first. Mick West tweet here. Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains, no matter how improbable, must be true unless you miss something. Or mistakenly eliminated the truth. So he's modified the quote. But someone's posted here. You still have not identified what appeared in my photos. So someone's asked him here whether he could analyse their photographs. And we'll just go deeper into that one. Because the tree structure in the comments on Twitter is just terrible. Ah, right, it's your surname, is it? Yeah, we just don't know with names on Twitter. Well, you should join our Discord group. There's a few people there. Most of them end up in lurker mode, though. If you become an active member, then you can progress to approved member. Based on your photos, especially the focus, it looks like something on the windscreen. Okay, so straight away he hasn't asked him for more information, which is a bad debunker. So what are we looking for in the photograph here? So he's straight away dismissed it. Up here, this seems to be like a blob, which could be something on the window. But unless you analyze it and see that it hasn't got symmetry, it also seems to be, three-dimensional way the light's reflecting off it. It should be flat on the screen if it's on the screen, right? So it shouldn't have a three-dimensional reflection. But yeah. And then you got the eyewitness sees better with the eyes too. So you have to ask them what did they see with the eyes. So you got to ask them more questions. And they've got a second shot here. which has sort of changed, right? It's got some extra bits in it. So I just looked at one of these. But you can see here, the quality going through the window here. Now the focus is not quite on. So what did he say to Mick? Let's just carry on. We were driving and a phone capture was iPhone 7. So he gave some information here. Or we saw something like a reflective blimp. All windows were clean. Okay, so you're going to have to take his word on that it's not a blob on the screen. So it's always one possibility. It'd be, we make a list, a blob on the screen, something in the sky. I have a feeling Mick is about to tell you all the ways you were, what's going on here? Mistaken. I bet you 20. Not fair. Mick has not seen the entire photo catalogue. So where are the other photos? How about the crud on your windscreen? Clean your car. Yeah, so I analysed it for him. Because I'm such a nice guy. They didn't come to me though. I don't know if they sub. I analysed it. It does have 3D shape reflections under the glare, overexposure. The shape fits a border control blimp. Some have radar on them and some don't. They're remote controlled and have high res cameras on them, but generally see them Cali, Arizona. So I'm not too sure where this person is. So here's one of these blimps. They can be remote controlled or they can be tethered. So you can see here, if this is a blob on the window, it certainly has a symmetrical shape to it, right? So it seems to go to a constant nose shape here, and it looks like it's got something under the belly here. Of course, I've artificially coloured it to try and bring out enhancements. We've got a refraction of light going around it here because it's overexposed. And you can see it tapers off here to a point, which is like we get on a blimp. So it does have a shape that fits a blimp, what they said they saw. Why can't we see any tail fins? Well, look at the tail fins here. They're going to be less reflective, the darker. But it does look like there might be some sort of tail fin happening there, right? So it sort of matches this one that I found on a Google search for Arizona border control. And of course, also found this here of a article on United States Army airship spy blimp, New Jersey. So I'm not sure if they were in New Jersey or not. Long endurance multi-intelligence vehicle. So this shows what's coming out, right? So what's it say it can do here? Data, or TTNT, rover, com relay. So there's something down here on the ground. FMV. I don't know what that stands for. GMTI. So we have to look up these ones. Vehicle confirms relay. UGS. SIGNTTCDI. And then it's got CIGINT CUS, which goes to satellite by the looks of it. Is it? So we've got airplane. We've got this thing here, a drone. We've got unground rovers, FM, is that a helicopter there? What else we got here? Tank? I don't know. Something else here on the picture. And these ones I can't quite see. And satellites. And fighter jets, or planes it was. So it's all heavily linked. So yeah, they're spying on us. Well, they are in America anyway. This man is a fraud. I think it means man. And a liar, spelt wrong. Who is paid by the government. I don't think so. Mick West is a typical non-believer. He has his own worldview. Until you have something happen to you, that will never change. And he firmly believes in science and repetitive outcomes, right? And that things can be explained, including people seeing things could be down to mental problem, or memory being, the brain being influenced by electromagnetic waves. So there's all sorts of possibilities out there that could explain things, because sometimes you see things with your brain and not with actually through the light of your eyes, which we've covered in past live streams. So that might be why some people see it and the camera doesn't pick it up, of course, with the ghosts and apparitions. So, yeah, that was just like a quick debunk there. You can either agree with it or not, but I think if it was a blob of dirt, would it have that kind of shape of a blimp? I don't think so. And it sort of fits what they were saying. So, you know, just a simple analysis there. Post a link down to it if you want to go and join the chat on that on Twitter. Mick ignores request for debunk. There we go. So that one's already been processed. We don't have to redo it. But normally what I would do is take both frames and see how much it moved. You can see here, but then they may have zoomed or something. I'm not too sure. Does look like it's further on though, isn't it? This is a problem also with Twitter. When you're taking these images here, they've been sort of compressed and not the originals. So really you would need to get access to the originals to do it properly, but I think I've got enough details out there. Anyway, just carry on. So what's next on the agenda? Yeah, so UFO Proof put this thing up here. Someone took his story and added this silly LED kite, which I debunked months ago. Not too sure what episode it was on, but let's see if we can see. So you like my Men in Black? That's part of the logo you can get in the store now. I'm using that one today because we've had so many Men in Black issues. They are watching the Out There channel, at least someone is. So let's see. I'm not sure if it'll come up with LED Kite or not, but there'll be a lot of references to LED Kites because they seem to be very common now. Let's see if we can spot it in the thumbnail. don't think it's in those ones. Not seeing it. You probably recall me going over it a couple of times. Here we go. That's the one, isn't it? So it's on that one. So let's just grab that one. Although that, and you can see me doing the overlay stuff here with Kite that I suspected was the one with the image, and you can see how it sort of matches. Alright, kind of looks like a seagull there, doesn't it? No, let's see. I'll just mute it there and just play. See if I got it playing. Do I play it? Oh, no. Goofon didn't know what it was. I don't know, guys. And all these YouTube UFO channels don't know. And they don't even try to find out. Okay. Did I play it there or not? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Turns out to be a LED Kite. And I'll post a link to that one. UFO Proof claims this is a UFO, but it's 100% LED Kite. Now he claims he didn't say it was a UFO. He said it could be CGI and all that, and I said no, it's a LED Kite. Do not include the other options. It's been debunked. And it's not just me that's done it. I think even Scott did something the other day on it again. Or maybe that's the first time he's done it. But I did it months ago, didn't I? What's the date on this one? And I did a live debunk to solve it too. I didn't know what it was at the time. So I got 4 dislikes on that because I called Goofon an idiot. Okay, so what was the date? March. So how many months ago was that, guys? Who's good on the months? March, June, July, August, September. What we're into now? October. Oh, that's 6 months ago. So it's a while ago. So let's just play a clip on his here on fair use, because
and today I have a very interesting video.
And for some reason he's in one mic, one ear.
Encounter that I had years ago, and it's one that I have spoken about on many occasions and made a video about on my channel. So many of my
I don't trust a word this guy says or his sightings, because he's been proven to be a liar and a felon for traveling stolen goods. So yeah, I don't trust him at all, and he's also a heavy drug user. But yeah, he talks about his story about a ball of light going over his head, and it gradually forms into a triangle. Now, we've heard that story before. I think Finn may have been the first one to make a video about his sighting where that happened, where 2 balls of light popped out of a portal, and they started deforming and formed these triangles. So the TR3B over his head on a bridge, and then they shot off at hypersonic speed. Now we still don't know if that's Black Ops military tech that may be revealed soon, because remember that eventually, once other countries get hypersonic speeds and are up to the same level, then generally there's no point keeping that sort of technology secret anymore and bring it out, you know. You've heard of the rumours that there's going to be a leak of some big news soon before November, is it? So we'll just see what happens. But I think it's already been leaked out with the hypersonic water-to-air craft that the US have been working on. And also China have now revealed a hypersonic missile that's got nuclear capabilities, can go from air to space and back down again. So yeah, he's talking about that, and then someone adds in this silly kite where it looks like it's transforming from an orb because it's got a rotating LED light on the front to a winged like a TR3B shape, I guess. Right, you can see it's a kite. You can see how it's even bobbing up and down and rotating. It's an unusual kite, but it just shows out of focus, blurriness, gives it a lot more effect, and you can do it. You can do it in twilight.
Floating over, and I got my high-powered laser. I'm hitting it with the laser. I'm like, wow, this thing.
And this guy swears a lot, so it's like F word every sentence. So yeah, there's another reason I don't like him. He's a gutter mouth. There's no need for that. So we want to keep it general, PG. So if kids are watching, we try to keep it so everybody can be happy. So what is that? Just have to type in LED Kite. Looks really more impressive there because of the out of focusness, but trying to find a video of it in operation is another thing. So we know it's a triangle kite, and here it is here. And you can get these ones here. It's mostly going to be this pattern here. You can program the pattern on it. So you can have any pattern, but this one here rotates these lines going out this way, around. And in that episode, I grabbed this one here and overlay it on theirs, and you can see it's this exact match. Don't know if we got that rotating video. It would be nice to have one where they're demonstrating it. And you can see here they don't have to be on string. So if someone lives near a road and it's flying over the power lines, right, it can look like maybe a UFO craft, right, because they're quite big. Some of these can be 4-man in size. So yeah, wherever we can get that kite on video, I don't know. Probably have to go to a sales page where they've got it listed to a link, probably. Okay, so let's see. Maybe a sales page has a link. There's another version of it here with the big bright stuff in the middle. That one has got a video for it. It doesn't look like it, does it? But we're trying to find a video of it in operation. How about that one there? Looks very similar. Night kite. And does it say it's a video? Probably not. If I sound like I'm breathing too heavily, just let me know. Sometimes my mic goes a wee bit close, but I don't want my voice to be too low. Often it's allergy time, you see. But you can see how all the different patterns, this is all the same kite, and this is all the patterns it can do. But pretty much anything you want to program, basically. Have they got it flying around? That's a good question. No, that looks like static images, damn it. Shame. Might be the closest one we got here, Shanghai. Looks like it could be the same. You can see here how big it is. 1, 2, 3 people. That's like a 10-man size. So if that was flying over the street, a black one with rotating lights, at night time you might only see the LEDs spinning around, right? The audio's good. I haven't checked it lately. Yeah, it's just if it picks up my breathing. Sometimes it picks up my breathing. It's one of those Michael Jackson headsets. And sometimes my nose blocks up and then it goes through one nostril and it gets louder. I don't know, I'm always blowing it out. So yeah, you can see how big it is, but where's the video of it? You can see the change in the pattern on it too, a wee bit. Where'd they fly in that? China? Looks like it's near a river. But yeah, we've still not got no video. Here's one of these ones that often you see with the towel. This one doesn't have to have a towel because it's a V-shaped one. But these ones have towels and they have LEDs going up and down, which looks like things dropping off a UFO. Here's another one with the pattern rotating. Promo products. There's that one that rotates around. We want to see it in operation, guys. Come on. We want a video. Sales pages are useless. Here's one. This one they've added a tail on, haven't they? And they put something else on the end. So that one looks like it's got the rotating pattern. He wanted to make a jellyfish. So someone's modifying one there. Here's that one that rotates around, but this time they've got a thing actually looks like a UFO printed on it. Here's that one again. Has he got a video for it though? Kites by Stan. Doesn't look like any video for it. That's half the problem, it's just finding a sample. Best selling, they reckon, as well, so it's going to be the most common one on the market. Oh, here we go. But it's probably not going to be very good. Oh, oh no, 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 not horrible music, it's muted too. It should be muted. Okay, let's put that down. Okay, so yeah, if you saw that in the sky, you'd think, what the hell? Still hasn't got the rotating effect, unfortunately, where it sort of rotates around. So that's sort of sucky. No, 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 there's the music, indeed. Anyway, I think maybe Scott's got something out. We'll see if he managed to find the video for it. I know I have come across it, but when you want it for another debunk, you can never find it. So I know he put out something last night before I went to bed on it as well, but he didn't say who the UFO channels were for it. Is that the one? Let's see. I forgot this video was all proposed by the intro UFO Showtime. I think that was the LED Kite one too. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so and only Real UFOs is the one that leaked it, by the looks of it. Here's a comment by one of those hoaxers who recycled that viral video on YouTube. I think he disagrees about the LED Kite. Well, he would. This is the guy that was spamming Tyler's old videos when Tyler left, saying come over to my channel. So he was trying to steal his subscribers, and he was equally putting up garbage just like this. You might just as well compare a dinner table saucer with a alien flying saucer and say no flying saucers. Not when it's a damn kite, mate. You can see it's a damn kite. As I often said, YouTuber Section 51 is still a hoaxer. So it looks like they're putting up videos still, 15th of October, of a UFO seen from a plane, and they're still making these artificial CGI videos, right? And of course what happens is those videos become recycled later, years from now. Hi Dan. And it causes us a more of a noise in UFO channels again. Ufology, I should say. It stuffs up the research. Why they make money off recycling crap like that. Here's another fake using Adobe After Effects, which McWest has been pointing out. So where's the kite? Here we go. Most incredible UFO caught on camera. This is that fraud channel that was promoting that. According to some ufologists and self-styled UFO experts, here's the most incredible UFO caught on camera. My latest video. So we have to click and play his video. And let's have a look. So again, Scott follows me this time and comes up with the same explanation. So it's always good to have debunkers verify a truther. Oh, he's got some music. Let's get rid of that. We just read that. Yeah. Only fake UFOs, because 99.9% are mundane, mistaken, or fakes. And you can see how crappy their phone cameras are, especially at twilight when they're flying the kite. Obviously it's not pure nighttime. And just the smartphone cameras are just no good unless you got really good lighting and 4K on it with some optical zoom, which some phones are now starting to have, which is a good thing. It means we might actually get some decent UFO videos that we can analyze and prove it one way or the other. Better, of course. Alright, so is he going to give us a video of one of these kites? Okay, he's found something there. So that's the same kites as I pointed out, with the blue, white and red, but you can obviously get black only ones. There you go, there's the one with the rotating arm going around, and that one's just pulsing. So yeah, we didn't come across that, but he obviously spent some time searching, and here's someone flying one which we didn't find. And it's using the wrong pattern at the moment anyway. It's got the flashing pattern. So the side by side is not very good there. He needs to have it the same pattern. Else people will say, that's not the same, come on. You know how stupid people are. No, he didn't have it. He didn't have the rotating one being flown around, unfortunate. But anyway, it backs up what I said. And I think we can sort of leave it there, isn't it? On his channel now. And UFO Proof, let's go back.
However, when you see one in real life, you know that's just how they look. They look too good to be true. They just simply, they don't seem like they fucking belong. They are so alien. They're so different from anything you've ever experienced. I gotta say that because of, you know, just because of my personal experience with it, I'm going to have to lean towards real, only because I had an encounter with a UFO that did the exact same thing, that looked exactly the same. Like I said, if you notice in the video that this craft is not a flying triangle or anything else, but it is a flying delta. It's a V.
No, not when you look at it properly. You can see it's actually a triangle.
You know.
Now you got to remember, this guy was a debunker once, and then he flipped to the dark side of joining all the fraud channels, because then he got promoted, right? And because he stopped busting their balls, so to speak, or their balloons, busting their balloons or kites, and. Yeah, now he's got 13 or 14,000 subs, right? Well, I'm stuck on 2,500 still. That's the difference between keeping to your standards and your morals and your honesty versus flipping to the dark side and taking money from frauds, as well as accepting promotions from the frauds to build your channel up. And look how fast Goofon's going now. You just had to have a few months of promotions from third phase, and now he's away, right? Once you get to that 5,000, generally you take off. So I'll probably never ever get there. But but you can see here he's saying it's real and exactly what he saw, blah blah blah. So that then tells me that what he saw was possibly one of these 10 men with kites that are remote controlled with the LED spinning around. And as it was far away, it looked like you could just see the rotating thing, making it an orb. And then when it got closer, you could see then the shape of the kite behind it. But here you can see here, because of the bad camera work, that the edge of the kite is actually coming this way, and because it's the way it's been coloured, the kite, it looks like it could be grey, maybe grey, white, and black. That it's very hard, it blends in with the sky. But anyway, I just need to point that one out and move on. Okay, Mars reconnaissance. Alright, I was going to debunk more of Nocturnal news. I think it is. And let's just go backwards. Yep. Yes, Nocturnal news. Do we bother with him next or not? That's a good question. We could look at these easier ones first. And Mick West and his balloon. So as we saw on thermal of latex balloons, depending on the thickness, they can be transparent. Of course, I wanted them to do a weather balloon on thermal because they're a lot thicker, of course. Or one of those massive wedding party balloons, because they're saying it had to be a miler balloon on that, what was it, border control UAP footage that we looked at last time. But yeah, he's talking about working out the wind direction. So I just want to refresh my mind on that one and add my own comments to it, because there was some things that he may have got wrong. Okay, so this is another one on that show. The proof is out there, but really it should be the proof is the out there channel. Go and visit him. So CC this guy Tony Harris, obviously he's never replied to me or clicked love or anything like that. This is typical of these guys here that just don't want to know, because it's all about entertainment and making a buck. What's these guys saying at the moment? Sorry I missed the last show. I had Model UN at school. Okay. Well, work and school always comes before live shows. Michael, is he still there? Okay. There's not too much happening inside there. I just saw some stuff there I needed to look at. What's funny, they got, Mick Millen as an expert on the show, as an aviation expert. I wouldn't have thought he was much of an expert. He was an ex-cop, wasn't he? But anyway, let's have a look at this one that I analysed. So this is meant to be the flying humanoid balloon, right? It's just drifting through the sky. And I analysed it and enhanced it, and you can see here on top here it's definitely got a heart-shaped balloon going around that's sort of on its angle slide. I tried to bend it to try and show you, but it's still not quite right. It needs to be more of an angle going this way, because there's the tip of the heart balloon here. So that's this image here is this image here rotated in software, and you can see here's another edge of a shiny maylar balloon here, which is like this one but on the side, and then you got another one that's sort of bunched into, looks like some other regular balloons, maybe some different coloured balloons here, latex mixed in. So it's just a bunch of balloons. And you get sick of hearing that, I know, but that's what it is. Jetpack Man, California equals bunch of balloon. Their verdict was human. So these guys need to consult me, obviously, because, or they didn't. Mick West, I don't think they even asked on that one. The speed air current at that time, they had some expert, was 10 miles per hour. And with parallax, of course, from a plane that's filming it, with the clouds moving behind, of course it looks like it's moving along quite fast. But it just shows you can actually enhance stuff and start to see things in footage. And that was just taken from, a snap of a TV show where they may have got a better quality original than what's on YouTube. So sometimes it's better to take it from a 1080p on TV than off the YouTube, because that can be less quality. But anyway, post that down. Jetpack Man is Balloon Man. I'm not sure if anyone's caught it on TV yet, but you can do a search online and find it on stream sites. And as you know, some are free and some are not. And some of them are legal and some are not. So it's up to you which ones you use. But you can pay your $2 on iTunes or whatever, which I think is not worth it. I'd expect to pay maybe 50 cents for the whole season. Just having laying down. That's right. Headset midnight here in Scotland. Right. Full on haggis and porridge. I haven't had porridge for a long time, actually. I do like porridge, though, I must admit. Brown sugar on top. Yeah, so we can be done with that one. Let's see. Make rest we can leave to the end, maybe. Depends how much time we got here. Can't say how long I've got here today, but I need to obviously keep doing catch-ups. Because we've got lunch coming as well, I see, probably in the next hour, so maybe we can get a 2-hour showing. So let's do Nocturnal News now and go back to him. I think it's fairly easy to debunk his rubbish. And here we go. Is it at the start? Can't hear. Okay, I got to mute it.
Okay, put a post up on social media. Now, he says that he was going through the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter photos, and there's thousands of them, and he came...
First of all, it's not photos, it's photos. It's got a T, not a D in it.
came across a very interesting photo. Okay, he didn't think a whole lot of it. You know, like me, I have like probably 5,000 photos of Mars.
See, this is the thing that annoys people outside America when they hear photo said and not photo.
My gallery, I'm always looking around. So he went back and kind of revisited that photo and found a city on Mars, you know, some type of, you know, ancient ruins on the surface of Mars. Now, totally creditable. Everything checks out. Everything verifies. I've been working on the video. When I say working, I've been...
So these are so-called ancient ruins, and you can see, looks like a whole lot of jagged rock on a not a really nice location at all. Looks like it's up high. To me, that's a red flag. Why would you want to build a city in such a horrible place? That's a good question.
Been researching for 3 days. Okay, everything in this video is 100%
okay, he's been researching it for 3 days. I spent probably 30 minutes on it and debunked it, but anyway, we'll just go over his claims.
Now, again, keep in mind, okay, the picture was taken August 2010, Mars Reconnaissance Rover. That particular orbiter, that orbiter has been orbiting Mars now for 15, 16 years. NASA says that, you know, it's going to be in orbit till the late 2020s. Now, right here, that little rectangle right there is where this city is located. Then...
So you can see it was a strip of stitched images, and that's how these images are made. It's not just taken like a big snapshot and then zoomed in, although that would be nice. Really, they need a drone that flies around constantly, taking pictures. That would be really cool, wouldn't it? They could do that with the rover now down there. But I think it wouldn't last. The weather down there and the winds and the sand blasting would soon destroy, I think, a drone. But there's no reason why they couldn't have a high altitude balloon going around with the best camera on it. I think they need to do a bit more than what they're doing, to tell the truth. But then again, you're talking about a lot of funding. They'd rather spend it on wars than finding out the truth in the universe, right? Or on the planets, even. You know the saying, don't leave home till you've seen the country. Well, that doesn't normally happen. A lot of people don't even see their own country and go overseas and start looking at other countries. And they haven't even seen their own country. But, yeah, in this case, the country we're talking about is actually our solar system, so there's no point in looking further afield until we've actually explored what our solar system's doing. But, yeah,
it was turned into a gigapan, okay, is what we're about to look at here in a minute. So, but I encourage all of you to follow the links, you know, double check my work. This is 100% legit.
I am going to double check it. I'm going to double check it.
Censoring the truth, there was ancient civilizations on Mars, and here's the proof right here. This is not natural. We see these, you know, cathedral-like
It's natural.
buildings, these grid-like features here.
So we're talking about low res still here. So it's not, again, it's an orbit in space. And it probably only sees down to probably 1,000 feet or something. I'm not sure on the specs on that, but I'd have to check it up.
Looks like something from Google Maps, okay?
Okay, so obviously it's got these strange lines and stuff, but we got no reference point of how big this grid pattern is and how big these domes are. But he's saying it's like a city block with church buildings in it.
And this dome shape looks like something from the Vatican. I mean, absolutely insane. And we'll have a closer look. And it reminded me of this photo right here. There's lots of examples like this on Earth, again, of these square grid-like patterns. This can't be natural, okay?
So he forgets to tell you these grids could be anywhere from 2 inches to several miles across, and it turns out that these square buildings are a mile across. Now, you're not going to have a city block where each house is a mile big, right? Could you imagine what that would look like? In your super mega store isn't a mile across, although in America I wouldn't discount it. They may have a warehouse that big. But certainly they do get quite big here too, but would you have a city block that's made of mile wide houses? I don't think so. So we just
keep in mind, guys, this is a authentic photograph. This is it turned into a gigapan. If you guys don't know what a gigapan is, it's like a high resolution picture that you can basically pan around and zoom around and things like that. They're awesome. I love them. But look at this. I mean, you see these square patterns, these patterns, these buildings, domes, I don't even know, villages. Who knows? This is crazy. When I first saw...
So again, he's just proven he doesn't know, and he's just making shit up. And that's the worst thing for ufology.
Hand to God here. When I first saw it, I thought, oh.
Now, unless he said this is my theory or something like this, or this is my idea, what I think it is, and this is the reason and why I think it is, and back it up with facts, which they don't do, then it's just nonsense.
Oh, okay, Google Earth, right? We're looking at, who knows, the Middle East or something like that. You know, some type of ancient ruins, China, wherever. But then I saw it said Mars. I had to kind of take a double take. I'm like, Mars? Blew my mind away. And of course, I did my research. There's a couple other videos out there, like ET Database, Scott. Big shout out to Scott Warren over there.
Scott Warren is the worst of the worst of taking pictures, cropping them, and turning them into UFO photographs, right? We've debunked him many times, like his UFO in hangars one, and Google Earth UFOs, which is absolutely nonsense, artifacts, So Scott C. Warren should never be taken seriously, and he was one of these guys that got on TV initially, which was really bad of Hollywood to do so. And he's obviously American. Of course, Goofon's been on TV as well, with his UFO sighting of a Jetpack man, which again was just a bunch of balloons, 100%. And back then he was like twice the size. He was quite a chubby little man. So yeah, thank God for drugs, because it can make you lose weight. Anyway, just carry on.
He made a video a couple years ago about this particular sighting here, and a few other channels, but other than that, it's been buried. And then I had to ask myself, well, if it's such a major discovery, why has it been buried? And there's a simple answer to that question. It's like a needle in a haystack. When you're talking about the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, there's like something like, I don't know, half...
Okay, so if this was buried, he shouldn't have any pictures of it, right? And it should be all blurred out and stuff. So that's a red flag there. And so it's a story, wishful thinking. This guy's no better than his cousin Tyler Clockner. for making up these stories from various pictures which are not even related. As I said, if there's anything that's going to be on Mars, it's going to be underground. It's going to be where there's frozen water or running water, because it will probably have some underground thermal heat somewhere where it would be just right for life to exist, where there's enough energy, fungus or whatever, to be able to survive, right? So we're not going to see it on the surface in these big buildings, this is claimed. Is it worth listening
half a
more
million
to this?
photos or something, you know, beamed back down to Earth. You know,
1 million photos, not photos, but anyway.
now this really isn't indicative to what we see on Venus. This looks like something on Google Earth. I mean, what in the world is this, guys? So, and I'm going to put some filters on it, and we'll get a better look, of course.
No, that's terrible.
It's quite frightening, I think. Like, why is there...
Now, some of these images were fakes. Remember, I found out that someone had taken, you know, that kind of looks like a dead-end street with the U going around, doesn't it? Where you have the buildings going around it. It's like a dead city somewhere in Africa, where they take a picture and then they overlay it on Mars or something and make up a fake image. And there's a lot of cities that got killed. Remember there was like a eruption and some gas come out from the underground where it killed off some people in this town, and they had to flee it. And it's got all these houses, brand new houses decay in there. So yeah, people just eventually will take a satellite image of that, probably from Google Earth, and merge it. And unless people do a proper investigation, they won't know that's been photoshopped. But anyway, I suspect that one could be a Photoshop. I'm not too sure.
Hit pause and read.
So I don't know if he's put out any more since then. Oh. Should have clicked his name. But I'll go over what I found out about it in 30 minutes. And a lot better information too. Okay, so that's the last one he's put out, so we don't have to debunk any more of his yet. So yeah, I did this one here, which has quite a lot of images. 55 weird objects seen on Mars. And next one, what's happened here? It's trying to get us to subscribe, is it? NASA photo shows ancient alien city Atlantis on Mars. I don't want any video to play. Okay, so this is where he got the information from. Remember he mentioned Scott C. Warren. According to Scott Warren of ET Database. Okay, when was this published? 2 years ago. That's when he come back onto the web. Remember he disappeared, said he was leaving, and then he come back again. But anyway, what he's got here is photographs showing alleged ancient city was captured by NASA's Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter using its high-resolution image science experiment high-rise camera. The photos were released through the University of Arizona website and Gigapan, which he talked about. So obviously this is where he's got it from, right? As seen in the photo, I forgot to actually show you that he didn't actually link to this article either. He never links his sources, which he should do, even if it's in the side chat or a comment or in the description. Almost looks like a bird's eye view of a populated city, blah blah blah, and you can see it's the same one here with the blobs. Now what are the blobs? They just look like rocks, really, don't they? So why would it form a grid pattern? So this is where you need to be a rock expert, right? It just shows you that Mother Nature can actually form square grids. And it can form these strange ones here too, where they go off like tree stumps. And it's in the same similar area, but it's in the wrong location. It talks about here, according to Warren, NASA named the image as Atlantis Cassius. However, it isn't clear if this is the actual name of the image or region. It's possible that Warren may have gotten confused with the name of the area because, according to other sources such as Mars Anomalies, the photo feature a region on the red planet known as Atlantis Chaos. So this looks like they got some information wrong there. I'll post a link to that article anyway. Scotland sounds so cool to live at. Oddly enough, I was born in Scotland, but I never grew up there. We moved out to Germany from there, then back to UK, and then from UK to New Zealand. But anyway, actually from Scotland we moved straight to Libya, and then went from -10°C, I think it was, to 45°C, and that was nighttime cooling temperature. And then we went to Germany, and then UK again, and then back to New Zealand. But anyway, Atlantis, Mars. So this is what I did in the first 5 minutes, and then I found this Reddit article, and of course Reddit has quite a lot of smart people on it, PhDs, some of them, and they're pretty clued up, and they out people as well, like security. Although you get some knobs trying to defend him still, but most people on Reddit are pretty clued up and no scammer when they see one, or fake information. So here we're talking about someone posting a natural formation in Atlantis Chaos region. So that's actually the region it should be. So Scott C. Warren got it wrong. And if you start reading down here, these people start breaking it down for you. With all those squares, we'll be forgiven for thinking it was an artificial formation, so that may be what you're alluding to. You could start by giving some kind of reference so we know where the image is from and what processing it may have undergone. I believe these are polygonal tundra terrains on both Earth and Mars. These are due to some kind of cyclic interaction between regolith and ice. I said that too, wind and ice, and it can carve out basalt very sharply. It seems they're called polygonal ridge networks. Now, if you would kindly give some kind of contents for your photo, we might be able to. So here's someone that's done some research for us, right? So we can open up his links and see what he's found, and it sort of debunks it being artificial. Polygon ridge networks on Mars, diversity of morphologies. In the special case of the eastern Medusa, for say formation. Oh, God knows. And sure enough, they got images. Figure 1. Is that on Earth though? I think they might be. Figure 3. They look like on Mars. What's that one say? Global map of poly-regional network on Mars. Okay, Mars. So that's what the scientists are saying. He didn't tell us anything like that on his trashy video. I'll give you a link on this so you can read it a bit better. And let's keep on going down the list here. So we'll probably have to research that a bit more ourselves to find out how they're formed. And there's comparisons on Earth, obviously. So there'll be images out there. Don't want anyone to get it wrong. Idea. Source. Composites. Composite mean it's made up of one more images. So let's see what that comes up with. The gigapan. Okay, fair enough. There we go. I read those links and still confused. Uneducated. Polygon tundra features are formed through a different process. This is some kind of fracture joint controlled differential weathering. So these guys know what they're talking about. So that's Mother Nature at its best. So yeah, can we... I wish I could right click and say search on that term. You're a bit of a rock collector, Stan. You probably know this stuff. Let's see, search, there we go. If I lived in New Zealand, I would live in Auckland since it's in the north. Might be better though. You wouldn't want to live in the North Island. South Island is like completely different. And it's the best island. North Island's more like Australia. More crime. More overpopulated. Twice or 3 times as expensive. And it's also got out of control COVID because no one up there follows the rules like they do down in South Island here. Because we don't want levels put on us because it makes people go bankrupt because they can't make a living. Polygon originate Mars. Okay, so it can't come up with that link again. Let's see what images we got. Here we go. So here's another example. Also on Mars, which are not actually pure rectangles, of course. Here's the explanation how it forms with water and fractures. There you go, look. So it seeps down, ice expands, and the rock cracks. And then it wears down over millions of years. So you get these high walls and effect, right? So there's naturally made walls. And that's why these ones are not actually squares. So what does he think of that one? It looks very similar to his one that he was looking at. And that one there too. So for his 3-day research, he did a pretty lousy job. Mr. Tracy of Nocturnal News. And you can see they're all very similar. But now we've got another explanation here talking about the same thing. Of how it forms naturally. So have we got ones on Earth? Let's type in Earth. Obviously there's going to be. Let's see what comes up. Mars. Stupid Google. Here's one that's 3-dimension. Obviously we've seen these lines before too, so they're the same sort of thing with the ridges forming these strange fingerprint marks. Is it on Earth, this one? I'm pretty sure I've seen some of that in New Zealand like that too. Didn't seem to come up with any though for Earth. Kind of strange. Mars again. So what am I missing here? Obviously need water, so that proves Mars has water, right? Or had ice of some sort. I suppose you could freeze methane, I guess. What have we got here? We got salty. Let me just read what's got here. I was into security, but I looked up. He had ever faked stuff, and it has led me here. Yep, I'm the one that's been pointing out for years and gets suppressed. But it's good that you're here and now have found a truthful UFO channel where we do debunk, but we also do get some of the best stories and some of the best UFO evidence, because we actually work with real investigators. And of course a lot of stuff is still suppressed, unfortunately, and it's really frustrating that we're not allowed to bring it out publicly, and it's for your eyes only, so a lot of us get to see stuff that you guys don't, if the person likes you. I'm not too sure whether it's over copyright or whether they're scared that the government's going to knock them off or come knocking, or get threats. But surely there's a way to do it, right? if you're scared, right? If you put it out everywhere at once, right, and not worry about making money of it, that would buy you security, and there's no way you could put the genie in the bottle then, right? The video's out, and then you got other experts processing it, trying to debunk it, of course. And obviously you can debunk it. You can always say it's a balloon at the end of the day, but sometimes it just doesn't fit a balloon. Which we have found out with that last video that we put up, the last live stream we did. So if you've missed it, go back and check it. And we updated it and showed some extra analysis I did. So yeah, it's never been on TV, and it's never been on any other YouTube channels, so I was the first one to bring you that too. But I don't only have 2 people watching, so only 2 people are going to be the wiser. But that's the way it goes. Truth doesn't pay the bills. Fantasy and lies like this Nocturnal news, they probably make enough to cover their running costs and a bit of profit on the side. So yeah, we're trying to find on Earth, but maybe I'm not going to be able to do that here. Maybe because of that name up the top here is mostly related to Mars. There was another one they said, what was it? Which is something different, or it's similar, but it's made in a different process, not with the ice splitting the rock. So let's have a look at that one. I'll do the right click search, I think. It's a lot easier. Okay, it looks very similar, doesn't it? Tundra, which will be probably in Russia or China. And that looks like it's on mud flaps or something, right? Polygon lakes in Arctic tundra. So that's up near Russia, of course. Unique and permafrost areas that form as a result of the freeze-thaw cycle. Again, it's to do with water and ice, so it's similar. The amount of carbon, greenhouse gases stored within the upper layers of the frozen permafrost Earth is more than is currently contained in the Earth's atmosphere. So what happens if that defrosts, and that's where the problem is. It's not going to be cars, it's going to be all that stored gases that's frozen. If it melts, we're in trouble. What is a stone polygon? A type of patterned ground on low slopes. So let's have a look at these naturally formed squares. Not man-made. Looks very similar to Mars, doesn't it? And it's all on planet Earth. I wonder if they've got any on other planets though. Coloured infrared. Oh, that looks nice. And that's another good one here. Look, kind of looks like a city block, doesn't it? You know, like bridges over water, buildings around water. Does look like ancient city ruins, but it's all natural. And it's explaining the process here. Very similar to the other one where it splits it apart. And ice, we know, has sharp edges and it forms straight lines. So if you saw that on another planet, you know it's got water, right? So NASA couldn't lie that it has water when you see these patterns, obviously. So they had to come clean there. Let's see. Let's try on other planets, see what comes up. And have we got Mars? Nope. There's Alaska. Pluto. Okay, here we got. Have we got those squares happening? I don't know. That's right on the edge, and it is icy. It is icy back there, isn't it? Pluto's polygons explained. Right, okay, it has actually got polygons. You know how many UFO channels says right angles proves that it's not natural? Well, that's just bullshit. It doesn't take long to debunk their nonsense. Okay, Sputnik. Planum basin of Pluto contains a sheet of nitrogen ice. Okay, I told you it doesn't have to be water. So that would discount it having water then. I thought it might be something like that, where they can explain it away. So then they've got to send a probe there and actually analyze it, or do, what is it, spectro of the light reflecting back, and they can work out what chemicals are in it. The surface of which divide into irregular polygons, tens of kilometers across. Okay, have we got a picture? See letters. Image of sunrise plane. Why can't I see the images then? Is it that one? Photo, maybe. No. Do you have to pay to actually see the photographs? These guys are just shocking. Looks like it, doesn't it? So we finally found a reference to it, and then we have to pay to actually see the damn stuff. Let's just go down here then. NASA, Siberia, no. Oh well. Pluto has. What else we got? Pluto. Oh, here we go. What's that one? Lines and polygons. There you go. Look, natural. Nothing to do with man. And again. And that's all we found. Okay, it's enough though. We understand it now. Excuse me, I'm going to have to cough. But I'll probably have to wrap up soon. This one won't be a very long one. Longer, I should say, like 3 hours or whatever, like we normally have been doing. So yeah, go and check it out for yourself and comment on NN's that he's talking garbage if you want to. I tried to do that and eventually got blocked. You know, you're not allowed to tell the truth. NN debunked. Mother Nature not man-made. Or alien-made, I should say. About the Polygon Basalt Rock Formation, these are a lot of them in Washington State. Oh yeah, I forgot to look up those ones. So they'll be formed also by ice of some kind. As we found out, it could be nitrogen, it could be even methane, other gases, right? Where it forms liquids and defrosts. Churchville Basin, yeah. Yeah, I think we've covered it enough now. But yeah. Like I said, a bit of research. If he did 3 days, he did a pretty bad job of it, right? If he brought that forward and said, oh look, it's debunk, guys, it's not actually an alien city, he would have lost subs, right? Because he got Tyler Clockner, secure team, his cousin, to promote his channel, and he got 1,500 subs. They would disappear again, because he's saying, oh, he's debunking. They have that mentality, right? It's a shame. Hopefully, if I keep putting up enough videos, eventually someone's going to find them and start listening and see and follow through with my live debunks, as I call them. Because it's the only way to get through to people that you're not actually know the answers to start with yourself, but you just follow the, you know, and the searches and the facts and the evidence to come up with a conclusion, which is not bias. You know, we just follow it. We stay in the middle and just follow it, which direction it goes. And if we find out it's actually we can't explain it, then we leave it in that situation until more information comes along. Often I can't find the information that I've have seen before that debunks it, which gets very annoying. Okay, so we want that one done with. Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter. So again, we're looking at the device that they use, and here they are in the clean suits. As you know, dust in here still get inside these electronics, and as you can see on the sun Soho images, or the stereo cam, whatever it's called, occasionally you get a hair that gets in the way and looks like a massive orb ship approaching the sun. So it talks about high rise here, 10 specs. Main job to study the surface, processes and landscape. On the Nardor side of spacecraft looking down at Mars, 43 pounds, 60 watts of power it needs, which is quite a lot, really. Considering your LCD screen, say 32 inches, would be like 20 watts, I guess. Can acquire images contain up to 28 gigabits of data as little as 6 seconds. Wow, that's pretty good. This shows how much, and it's got to transmit that, and then we got to stitch it together on Earth, right? Because this memory's got to fill up. So it's got to transmit it, and obviously some images are going to get corrupted until it goes over the same region again, I guess. But it's still limited on the lens, right? The aperture size is how much you can see down to the surface level, right? But it'll only get better with time, and we'll get more equipment in orbit around these planets. 14 electronic detectors, each covered by a filter and one of 3 wave bands. So you got infrared there. As you know, infrared is broken up into near infrared and far infrared, and here we got blue, red and near infrared there. Pixel size and images taken from an altitude of 186 miles, 500 kilometers, is about 12 inches. So that's how big the size of the frame is. It's still not close enough, is it? But it's good enough. It's better than the blurry stuff we used to get. So, yes, he didn't even put all this information up, which is quite useful. I'll post a link to it. What have I forgot? Kind of looks like John. Anyway. Mars. O. And then you got the lunar ones, which are called LRO, remember? So this is MRO. But you can see how big the opening is here. It's, you wouldn't be able to carry that around on the street. If you had that on the street, on top of your car, you could then photograph these UFOs flying over your house and actually see what exactly they are. You can see the aperture size is going to be as big as his head. And that's the technology done. And we got this one here, which is quite interesting as well. 50 weird objects on Mars, but they're explained, which is good. So that's the Mars face, right? Yeah, everybody knows that one. That one looks like a frog. That's the alien head there. Look. See, I can see things in rocks too. Same as everybody else. Have we got anything else that looks like something natural? Face on Mars is a classic, yep. First published 2015, and then they went back and rescanned it, right? A newer look at Mars face. Doesn't quite look like a face now, though, does it? Some claim that maybe they bombed it and defaced it, but it looks like it's natural. Wear and tear there. Just looks like a normal mound of molten rock that's been eroded over millions of years. Just shows low res. And you're seeing those little shadows in the rock as eyes and mouth. But can we actually see where the mouth is here? There, maybe? There's the eyes. I can see there is some little indents. Nose, like a lion's nose. Mouth, maybe. A newer look. Have we got another one? Oh, right. That's different. Is that a newer look at, or is that something different? Hang on. Oh no, it's a butt crack rock. It's a different one. I'd say if it went from that to that, that's a drastic change. Let's see. Yes, it looks like a good rock. And what else we got? Mars South Pole Angel. Because it looks like it's got a wing. A couple of wings. It's amazing what humans see, isn't it? What else we got? Mother of Pearl. Not too impressed with that one. But you can see here how it's sort of stitched together with the images that it gets from the Mars reconnaissance. And next one, back to blurriness. Not a drill bit. Not a drill bit. It's just a shiny bit of rock with sharp edges. Oh look, looks like a frog. There's a frog. Or a lizard. It kind of looks like a frog though. And there's another butt crack. Looks like a rabbit. Alien rabbit. Oh, look at this one. What do you reckon that one's going to be called? Looks like a dinosaur, doesn't it? Grey neck. Just shows how the rocks can be carved, you know, from impacts and lava flows and ice and wind. Okay, so what are they going to say? E.T. looking away. Brachiosaurus. Okay, I reckon it's a dinosaur. Okay. What we got next? Mr. Peanut. Yeah, I'm not too sure what height we're looking at there, but it's from that high rise. So it must be 186 kilometers then. Next one, it looks like a boot. Someone's lost their boot. Robot leg or rock. Ooh. Looks like some creepy crawly fungus. Black fungus. Dust Devil tracks. Dust Devil. And of course we know that's probably made from water seeping into the rock and then expanding and then causing cracks. And of course it looks like it's almost like a different type of rock here. And it gets darker here. What we got here? Belly pan. So that must be what someone found, was it? What else we got? Caesar rock. I don't see anything special about that one, apart from it's colourful. What we got here? Smiley faces. 2011 and 2020. Happy face crater. Dark skinny boulder. Can't see much in that. What do we got here? Volcanic eruption sites. Mars has a volcanic past. Yep, we know that. Pancake shaped rock. We got a bone. A thigh bone on Mars. I know that one. But you can see it's just a rock. In fact, it might be 2 rocks. But anyway, carry on. So that's what you will find on Mars. It will be like a fossil if it's got dead animals or people on it, or aliens, I should say. The Morse code one. Tyler showed that one too, didn't he? Unfortunately, the code spells gibberish. Need sid something rather down the bottom here. It could be in code, or backwards, or some other language. So you never win on that one. I don't think people will believe what they want to believe. You know, that one looks like it could be a fish. Yeah, fishy, fishy. You name it, you'll be able to see a pattern in the cloud or a rock anywhere, right? What have we got here? 2 different years, before and after. So it's a wee bit darker, that rock. A wild jelly donut appears. Alright. So they're saying that's up there, I guess. I don't know. So it looks like there's some tracks there. Or something rolling down in there. So yeah, it just shows that space debris can get moved around by wind. What have we got here? Nice little round rocks. They look pretty cool. I bet that if you could collect a handful of those and bring it back to Earth, it'd be worth a fortune. Blueberries. Collection of spheres. It certainly looks like it. We've got a crater with a funny line coming from it. Tadpole on Mars. So why would it have a line coming from it? Well, as you know, when these things impact, it creates molten rock. And it's almost like a volcano, and it can cause flows, of course, if there's a crack where it impacts. So that probably was a crack running underneath here. And it just cooled down before it got to the rest of it. Here's a dust devil. I've never seen that one before. Cannonball. Yep. So there's a lot of images here. I got a cough again. Marshall-Lacey. Eh? Is that saying moustache, maybe? I don't know. Oh, avalanche. Avalanche. Right, now I get it. So they managed to capture when rock fell down and the dust come up. That one's quite interesting. Looks like a crater that's got filled in. Level-shaped island on Mars. What'd they say? But it might be the result of lava. Yep, that's what I thought. Pushing the formation from below. But it might be other impacts, you know, and it ejects molten rock across the surface and it fills up the other craters, right? It might be far enough away, right, where it sort of freezes into these little tubes. Dragon scales. What's that one? It's a bird. No. This got to be fake, isn't it? Tiny object on Mars surface. Kind of looks like a little humanoid, doesn't it? So how big is that then? A shiny piece of rock. We'll send Dan up there to collect it. Suspended spoon. Yeah, I like this one. This one's quite clever. Shows optical illusion though. The floating cooking essential, but you can see it joins on here onto this pit here, and it's just it's funny how the water and winds have carved underneath it, and now it's hovering. And you got the shadow being cast down. Almost looks like another one being formed up here. And back here too, look. Sticking out. So it's just got withered down over millions of years. Mother Nature, you never know what it can do. It's really crazy. Okay, the bright lights we looked at last time, didn't we? So we'll just skip that one. Although this has got an old explanation. They said it was a cosmic ray hitting the sensor, but there was other possibilities that come up since. One was ejection of gas from the camera vent system. That sort of creates condensed air that went upwards in front of the picture when it was taken. What was the other ones? Can't remember now, but there was 3 of them anyway. What else we got here? Piece of debris from the rover. A nut that fell off, probably. A piece of Mars rover, yeah, probably, isn't it? No wonder it went wrong. Remember that its wheel seized up after a while. Closer look at the shiny object. Okay. What shiny object? Oh, the little man, is it? It doesn't look like a little man now. Although it doesn't look like it's a little man on the side here now. Looks like it's got a leg going this way and a foot. Okay, and that famous one there, which is a rock formation. Female statue. They did take some new images of that, didn't they? All the objects and optical illusion. Pareidolia. So yeah, it's quite a few images here, isn't it? It kind of looks like Star Trek badge. Strange patterns. Now we'll just skim through it. A woman standing on the edge. But how big is it, you know? Is she like 50 feet tall, or is she actually 2 inches? We got no scale information. Crab monster, yeah, that one always got me interested, that one. But when you look at the bigger picture, they haven't enhanced it here, which is a bit of a shame. People will enhance it and muck around with it and make it stand out more, and that's sort of adding artifacts, and of course makes you see it better, but you can still, it's a strange rock formation. Skull and bones, is it? Sasquatch skull. A man with a beard. Does kind of look like it though, doesn't it? It's amazing how our minds work. Remnants of a lander. Mars South Pole. What are we looking at here? I can't see anything on that one. Kissy alien face. Alright, eye, nose, mouth, chin. Now I see it. And what have we got here? More faces, eyes, nose, mouth, chin. Finding alien faces. What the hell's that one? Kind of looks like it might be a chunk of iron meteorite, doesn't it? It kind of looks like shiny. Not an alien hunk of metal on Mars. So what they saying it is? The object is probably a piece of meteorite. Well, yeah, there you go. Or the result of a strange lightning. Strange light tin. It's definitely not alien. So why can't it be iron core from a meteorite then? So that sort of makes sense. Again, looks pretty shiny here. Shiny object. Mask, it's flaky. Kind of looks like skin. With spirals on. Look at this. Again, this is to do with that what we were looking at before, with the ice forming cracks. Whether it's ice of water or ice of some other gas, that's the problem. We don't know, I guess. Lava cores, they call it. So obviously, they're saying it's formed by lava. This one. Beaker on Mars. Where's the beaker? Okay, so these are meant to be quite big extinct volcanoes, and it creates like a whispery wind at the very top, which leaves these vapor trails coming off. It looks like they're active, but it's not. It's actually to do with the air running over the surface of the mountain. It cools it and condenses it. Not smoking. Okay, we got there in the end. So you can have a look at that one if you want to. Images from Mars. And that was all because of Nocturnal news. I thought it'd be interesting to bring it up. The rest of the stuff, I might just have to leave it, guys. I know this one's probably going to take me ages, isn't it? Mega. Once I hear the word mega compilation, I know there's going to be a lot of UFOs and videos in it. And Mick West, I still have time to play his bits and go over it. But we will. I suppose we could just have a quick look what's in this one. What are we coming up to? 2 hours. It's probably enough for one day. And I could start this one clean, but we'll just have a quick look. I even had a look at the other stuff. Okay, so you can see it's going to be a lot of UFO videos. Now let me just have a skim of the other ones, see where we're up to with these guys. Security. What's he put out? Anything new? UFO Beast. Beef. I'm offended. Explosive UFO Shorts. Okay, he's trying to be funny there. As in shorts and pants that he's wearing. Didn't get too many views on that one, did he? 127,000 on that one. Looks like it's going downhill slowly. Maybe people are finding my site finally and waking up. They're probably seeing he's promoting himself so much. Money, money, money. Okay, where's the third phase? I know they're bound to have like 100 videos up since I last looked. So where did we get to last time with these guys? Down here somewhere. Could this be the biggest UFO cover-up in history? No. Okay, looks like they're repeating some old ones I've debunked before. That was like a character balloon. Something unmeasurable just happened. So we're tempted, you know, the titles are clickbait, right? And we want to see what they're on about. And then be disappointed, of course. Oh, okay. They pump up the volume. Oh, they actually got chapters. They're copying me, finally.
Special for you. And let me tell you, it's time to strap in and buckle up because we've got...
You gotta strap your bits together, guys.
incredible encounter over the city, and we can't explain what the heck is going on.
Can they ever explain it, guys? No. Okay, it looks like it's low over a city. It looks like some sort of festival going on. Didn't we find out last time there was Chinese New Year happening in one location, and Mexico had a festive thing? I can't remember what it was called now, with the rosary beads, or whatever it's called. That kind of looks similar, doesn't it? It looks like some sort of fair go will. But it's more likely to be some sort of balloon thing where they put fireworks on it, right? And fire off lasers and pyrotechnics and rockets. Okay, so we'll just mute that guy. It's going to be alright, we have, and just play that one.
Flowing formations developing over the city line itself at night. What's going on?
See, another possibility, this looks like it might be a LED hot air balloon, right? It looks like the passenger thing's down here. And this is like a big balloon that's being launched in the city park. Well, it looks like it's got a line going down, right? Has that one been debunked? You know, this is the first time I'm seeing it, of course. Has anyone debunked that one? I suppose we could run some filters on it. Looks like they're not going to. Let's try this one first. Brightness. Contrast. Does it look like a balloon? It does look like a balloon, doesn't it? I bet if we do a search on that, we'll be able to find the answer on that one. Saturation. Make it nice and blue down the bottom. Still not popping out anything on these basic filters here. Looks like it's reflecting off something coming down here and here, doesn't it? We're getting lens flare. I suppose we can.
Right now, we don't have the explanation to this phenomenon. We want to find out. That's why we're posting this video right now. Sometimes we receive the information, we don't know what's going on, and that's why we put it out there. And then the next day we find out because of people like you.
That's the wrong way of doing it. And they should put it out there once they know what it is and then explain it to people. Alright. Whereabouts was the location for that? Haven't even got a link to the source video. I put it out there so they can make some money off it. $100 or whatever it is. They don't get as much as Tyler, but they are millionaires from all this, that's for sure. Don't see it. And you're going, this is why Rich and Goofon keeps growing, because they keep advertising it in their videos, right? It's the only way you can grow is to team up with a big channel, right? Then you can bullshit that people will join you because you're doing the right thing in ufology. What a bunch of crap. The guy is just nonsense. He just so annoys me with his lies. So whereabouts is it? I don't think they said anywhere on the screen.
Have the explanation to this phenomenon. We want to find out. That's why we're posting this video.
So you're saying it's a phenomenon, trying to make it more elaborate than it really is. Obviously, it's something man-made.
What's going on here? Is this some kind of weird firework over the city, and we can't explain what the heck is?
What city, though? Okay.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We got a special for you, and let me tell you, it's time to strap in and buckle up because we've got the most incredible video from Jaime Maussan. He's allowed us to share this incredible encounter over the city. And
yeah, so as soon as you hear Jaime Maussan, you know it's going to be something like a balloon or something natural, right? Or a fake or a hoax. A lot of hoaxes. So Mexico has a festival at the moment, doesn't it? So Mexico balloon. Let's try over city. Let's see what comes up. And we'll leave it at this one and probably come back to the rest of it another day. Top Mexico hot air balloon rides. Okay, let's go images. Not seeing anything that matches what we saw in the video. But you can see here, that one's got a good pattern where it looks like tubulars going around. And they have a good tubular type pattern on it. It's gonna be something, surely. Has to be something, come on. See, there's another one with the obvious ribs on it. The one that sort of goes around in a funny pattern though. Okay, I got a few of them. Another one with a funny pattern on it. If you light it with LEDs on the outside or inside. Yeah, so I want to know what that is. Let's see, Mexican balloon, hot air balloon, hot air balloon. Of course, it could be some sort of Ferris wheel too. Hot air balloon, LEDs, might. There you go, that's slid up. So yeah. I suppose it was the 19th of October, was it? I think that was the day when lots of it came out, wasn't it? 15th there they got. Okay, Mexico Festival. Let's try something different. 15th October. I mean, my son would know this, wouldn't he? Hey? So, Day of the Dead Festival. It doesn't say what day it is. Any excuse for a party, I'd say. What do you reckon? They always like that tequila, man. I must admit, I do like mezcal. Tequila. The one that has a little worm in it. Haven't drunk that for ages though, years. I'm not a big drinker. So, yeah, it could be one of those fireworks balloons, isn't it? I'm doing something there with fireworks. September the 16th, Mexican Independence Day. No, I thought something would have come out. Be out there somewhere, you just got to use the right keyword. Fireworks. Balloon, maybe. Not SpongeBob. Okay, no. Google's not cooperating this time. Sometimes you can find stuff within minutes, and other times not. What's that one there? So there's one of those fireworks balloons. Ferris wheel. What do we got here? Balloon Festival. Hot air balloon festival. Let's have a look at that one. Kind of looks like it could be a Ferris wheel, couldn't it? I got tents. I also got a big balloon there, so it sort of fits everything in that video.
We can't explain what the heck is going on.
Any other clues here? It still looks like a hot air balloon to me. Could be experiment the day before the festival, of course. Perhaps someone in the comments has updated that one. The guy filming is speaking Russian. So it could be misleading then. What the hell, they're launching in the sky. Exactly. Again, can they film until it disappears? Well, that's a red flag, isn't it? Obviously, it's not alien craft. There's other light reflections at points, like the certain has moved at times. So yeah, it could even be filmed through a window, which looks like it is. So we get other reflections. That's another possibility, isn't it? If it's a reflection, it could be some sort of like a LED festive toy they got that's reflecting off the window that they're filming it. So let's see what else people are saying. They're saying it's in Russia here. Exactly, guy. They didn't say, did they? Does it come from Jamie with Sun, which is in Mexico? So let's try Russia then. Mexico. Well, I suppose we could put Russia. What's Russia doing at the moment in Festus season? Could be some sort of celebration the same. Russia. Is that Russia? It is. And they do have balloon festivals as well. Big nighttime UFOs. Balloons, I mean. Here's a pyro firework balloon. They say. I'll just scroll down again. Oh, over there. Daily Mail. I didn't mean to do that. Looks like it caused the fire. There you go. Could it be something crazy like that? Giant castle, bummer. There's a firework one. But I don't think that'd be Russia, that'd be China, surely. But I suppose they've got an area there where the people in Russia look Chinese, don't they? I can't remember what it's called. Kazakhstan or something like that. Festival, let's type in 15th of October. So they got something going on. There you go. So 70 film there you go. Festival going on there, but it's stage stuff. What have we got outside here? World Festival. So, could it be something like this that's lit up in the video? Let's have a look again. It could be a temple, couldn't it? We're just not seeing the base coming up and the tip of it. So a lot of people are getting onto him here, aren't they? It's good to see. Rocket launch doesn't kind of look like a rocket launch. Glass window. Reflections, yep. We're sort of sussed that on out too. Working with glass for 20 years, my opinion, light is coming from inside the room, yeah. I think so. I think it's some sort of festive thing they had in their hand. And it's just making LED patterns on it. So, I suppose we'll move on from that one.
I'm Mossad. Thanks for their drones with pyrotechnics.
James Sun, thank you for your garbage and wasting our time again.
Again, if that's the case, this is new. Is this?
Of course, this is probably recycled images as well. That probably didn't happen this year, right? These are all going to be recycled crap, because that's all they got. Like, they've run out of videos. Oh, come on. That's got tracking errors straight away. It doesn't look right.
I'm digging this one. We got a good look at it, and we're seeing this cylindrical shape again. These flying craft that make really no sense of propulsion. They're
right. That's because he had it on digital zoom, and when you digital zoom and you got slight hand movements, it looks artificial. It's probably just a passenger jet flying in the clouds there.
All right, next strange light phenomenon. This one's really good.
Oh, they're loud.
Here's a good close-up. We can see these lights against strange atmosphere.
So they're recycling the same crap we've debunked many times before. This is typical. Have we done that one too? Let's see, what's that one?
This just popped out in existence to observe the Apollo mission 17. Brent, what's your thoughts here? This is outstanding.
No, not more low-res shit. What are they trying to say? It's a saucer, is it?
Yeah, whatever it is, Blake, you can tell that it's actually there. Look at that side-by-side comparison of it actually disappearing. Whatever this circular object leaves a shadow. And then you see it's gone right here within moments of the Apollo 17 flying over.
All right, let's go to the moon.
Sharing this right now to the world, there is a big mystery. What are we looking at? Some people are saying this is some kind of star.
For starters, they film it through a window. Obviously it's low res. You can see the quality in the picture. It's pretty bad. So what are we looking at? That there? Or this?
Gate that opened up for a split second. We have...
See, they can circle what they're trying to reference.
Two photographs, and right there is the Apollo 17 mission just above the lunar surface, making its way to landing on the moon. Did we land on the moon?
Okay, so it's coming through a capsule window that's in orbit, and that's going down to land.
Well, some people say we didn't, but that's another story altogether. Now, we've got this photograph, and again, we're going to pan to the left. And some people are saying this mysterious object appeared out of nowhere. We have the evidence to prove this theory. Right now, take a look at this. We're going to back up again. Get a good look at the whole picture surrounding this mystery. What is this circular object? Okay, a few seconds before this photograph, and then we're zooming in. This is 2 or 3 seconds before the shot with whatever this circular object was. Now it's gone.
Circular object. Where? I keep missing it.
What is this circular object? Okay, a few...
Are they talking about that there? No, can't be, surely.
Seconds before...
Because that looks like a crater. These are craters on an angle here, and you can see the shadow. So it's like an oval. So where's the UFO?
And then we're zooming in. This is 2 or 3 seconds before...
This is a crater on an angle.
The shot with whatever this circular...
What circular object? Why is it not playing now?
Object was. Now it's gone. All right, we're gonna.
What's gone? Missing something. I don't see what circular object they're talking about.
Or the shot with whatever this circular object was. Now it's gone.
Now it's gone. Where's the before?
Good look at the whole picture surrounding this mystery. What is this circular object? Okay, a few seconds.
So what do you reckon? What circular object are they talking about? That's a main crater. You can see the shadow being cast into it. That's the lunar module going down to land. So if you get the wrong angle here, you ain't going to see the shadow anymore, and it'll probably blend in.
Before this photograph. And then we're zooming in. This is 2 or 3 seconds before the shot with whatever this circular object was. Now it's
circular object was. Well, there's a lunar crater still, but slightly different angle.
It's gone. Alright, we're gonna do.
Is it up here? But there's black bit there. Is it just a shadow?
This mysterious object appeared out of nowhere. We have the evidence.
And it is that black object. Mysterious object. Yeah, guys, you might have to help me out with this one. Mysterious object. That's a cross on the camera. Okay.
To prove this theory, right now, take a look at this. We're gonna back up again. Get a good look at the whole picture surrounding this mystery. What is this circular object? Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question, because there is no circular object apart from craters.
A few seconds before this photograph.
And that's just another crater on top of a mountain.
And then we're zooming in. This is 2 or 3 seconds before the shot with whatever this circular object was. Now it's gone.
I still don't see what they're trying to refer to there. Let's just keep on going.
Alright, we're going to do some enhancements here. It's a bit tricky, but we're going to try and line it up as best as possible with the craters.
Yeah, I think you're going to.
The lunar surface. And boom, here we go. Take a look at this. Side-by-side comparisons. Within 2 seconds, the object is there. Prior to the shot.
What object? That's a crater, and that's a crater there. It's just a different angle. Oh, they talked about this back here in the background. Might be that thing there, is it? Why aren't they zooming in on it then? I think they're talking about that thing there. What do you reckon? They certainly didn't zoom in on it. God, I hate low res. Is it there or not? I don't know. Looks like it's still there to me, doesn't it? What's happened here? Looks like a circular thing there. I think it's just a crater. Yeah, it's at the base here. And that's out of focus. Well, that other one looks like it's not out of focus. See that? Well, it's less out of focus. Anyway, they do a bad job of editing if that's what they're referring to.
Is gone. What is going on here? Could this just popped out in existence to observe the Apollo mission 17? Brent, what's your thoughts here? This is outstanding.
Yeah, whatever it is, Blake, you can tell that it's actually there. Look at that side-by-side comparison of it actually disappearing. Whatever this is, this circular object leaves it.
I think that might be something to do with the video processing, where it's got scratched. Back then they used slides. But anyway, sounds like my lunch might be ready, and I'm gonna have to wrap up there. But yeah, I think that's a nothing burger again, guys. Blurry old photographs they find. It's amazing. Last time it used to be dust 1 second, and then they wipe it and then take another picture. Generally on the rover, of course. It has wipers. Yeah, so yeah, we'll just go through the rest of it another time. I might just leave them up because we haven't got through it all. And the Russian one we don't know about. And UFO Man, it's a Skim. So we can go through all those, have a look at them. His so-called best compilations. That one there looks like a distant plane. But yeah, we'll go through all of them. Yep, coming. Alright, so better wrap up. I've been ordered. So yeah, thanks for joining us. We got 2.5 hours done on that one. Say good night. So really, it's afternoon here. Good night, all. Thanks for joining. And do help promote me. So if you can't afford to support me financially, you can do your job of posting around blogs and stuff. And like I said, we're not too sure if we're going to do a Rob one this week because I've got a function coming up, a barbecue. But yeah, we'll see. Good night all, and drive safe on the roads. It's a bigger killer than aliens. How many watches did we get? 31, was it? Constant. Well, the stats are wrong here, I think, most of the time. Google reckons we only had 2 watches, but I think we had a few more than that. And because I upload it, process it after lunch. And do give it a like. Likes do help. And if you got a chance to add comments or any other information that you have found out since, because all these videos lack information, don't they? As people said in the comments. Good night. I'm gonna end it now.